Hello and welcome back to career mode. I have already started this video once already and then realised that my microphone wasn't working, so it was very quiet. So what we're doing now is we are on the way to the warehouse. The next section of our house build needs 10,000 litres of cement bags, which is going to be extremely expensive. So 10 lots of cement bags. So we're going to head down to the warehouse now. Ooh, hello. Where am I? As you can see, I have got head tracking going. I did have a head tracker, but it's one where you had to clip a infrared thing onto the side of the headphones, and the headphones were extremely hot in the summer, but also, yes, hurt my ears a little bit. So I've downloaded a new one that uses the Logitech webcam that I have. It's called Beam tracking, which is so far it's looking pretty good. Not super smooth, but it is tracking what I do with my head. And we're not going to spend all the time in the car because it's making me feel a little bit sick, let alone you. So we'll jump outside for now. And here we are at the warehouse. So I do only have £709, which is clearly not going to be anywhere near enough. But if we jump out and have a look at how much it would be, we need cement bags, and we need 10 of them. £45,360. That is a lot of money. Right, so the first thing we need to do then is get into our contract page. There is a cultivating contract for 28,000, which is pretty good. There's a fertilizing contract for 23,000. Now that should, between them, give us enough money for the cement bags. Oh, there's a harvesting contract as well, but that is a huge one, and that's a lot of potatoes. So we don't think we'll be doing that one. I reckon, oh, that would be really, really good. I am going to accept this contract and borrow items. Now, I am going to have to buy some fertilizer. Not sure I really thought that one through. Oh, hang on. What are we doing? Oh, that is a bit of a limitation of it. Can't turn all the way around to look backwards. But that's okay, because we don't have to be inside the car. I may turn off head tracking, I don't know, because every time you get in a vehicle now, it defaults to behind the steering wheel, which isn't brilliant. We shall see. But yeah, we'll do this fertilizing contract to start with. I may need to take out a small loan just to buy the fertilizer, which we'll pay back as soon as we complete it. I mean, I'll keep whatever fertilizer we don't use. I'm not entirely sure what this contraption uses in the way of fertilizer, but it'd be interesting to find out. And then, yeah, we've got that big cultivating contract, and hopefully we'll be able to get on that before it disappears. But I thought it would be nice to use this machinery to start with. Right, let's park this up over here. Yes, I really, really want to get the money for the cement bags and get the cement bags in before we move on. Oh, this is a lovely tractor. Giant Versatile 365. I assume that means it has 365 horsepower. Although it looks bigger than that. It looks like it should have more. Okay, so we need solid fertilizer. How much is that going to cost us? In fact, how much can it fit in it? have no idea, but it looks like a lot. Although whether it uses a lot or not, I don't know. It probably won't. So, where are we? Solid fertilizer bag. Right, so that's going to be £2,000 for 1,000 litres. Okay. Right, well that's going to need a bit of a loan then, isn't it? So, if we get into finances and we borrow 10,000. And then we can buy... How many should we buy to start with? Let's buy 4 to start with. Yep. And we'll get it filled up. Like I said, we'll keep any fertilizer that we don't use. I'm not entirely sure how quick it's going to use it, but obviously it takes an awful load, because that was 4 bags is going to be 20%, and that is... Oh, I don't know if we're going to need any more than that. But what I would like to do is go and find out first. So we'll get down to the field. In fact, which field was it? Aha! All the way over there past our farm. Or I should say farm, past our field. And then up. I'm in a big American thing, so I'm driving on the wrong side of the road. Beacon, I think. Right, anyway, I will see you over there, and we'll get started. Okay, so here we are. We're actually fertilizing a withered crop, which is a bit weird. We're going to be destroying it as we do. Not really sure how that's going to work, to be perfectly honest, but... I think we'll go with 2 headlands. Right, first time using this machine, so let's get it unfolded and see what it gives us. Wait a minute, I was on the wrong one. Okay, there we go. That's better. So there we go. It is using it fairly quickly. I have no idea why we're fertilising a withered crop, but I'm fairly sure that the owner will have his reasons. I hope that this crop damage doesn't count against me. That would be horrendous. Anyway, let's get this contract done. Hopefully I will have enough fertilizer to do it. I should think I would. Hopefully. Well, let's find out. There's another little lake here for me to have my lunch by. Beautiful. Well, look at that. We are done, and it was just under 3 bags worth. Look, 50 litres under 3 bags worth. So when we get back to our field, we can empty this out and keep that bag plus 50 litres. Yeah, that's the contract completed. So just to save myself a very long walk, because we don't have the we have the no teleport mod installed, so we do need to drive all the way back to the dealership, and we will stop off at our field on the way. But yeah, if we don't drive all the way back to the dealership and we end the contract, it'll obviously throw us out of the vehicle, and then we'll be stranded out here with a very, very long walk. I don't really want that. But yeah, we get to keep 1,050 litres here. I know it has cost us money, so it's not exactly free fertilizer. But. It is going to serve us in the future. It's not going to go to waste. Right, anyway, it's not far back to our own field. It's down the valley. It's a lot of tree coverage in the summer. It's such a beautiful map, isn't it? We're going to head down this track here and get back to our field, where we can unload the remainder of the fertilizer, and then we'll drive back to the dealership and complete the contract. And I am hoping beyond hope that it doesn't penalise us for the crop destruction of a withered crop. I really don't feel like that would be fair. Look at these lovely houses around here. One day my house will be like this in the field that we've got just over there. Just over there it is. We're going to have a beautiful property that we're going to have made all by ourselves. All by ourselves? Yeah, that's the thing. Beautiful house with a nice yard behind it and a nice garden. That is going to be the goal. Right then. Get this through the gate. There we go. Take the lid off, and then I'll put the fertilizer out over here. Where did that go? Where did that go? Ah, there it is. I just wasn't looking properly. Right. So, next job then is to get back over to the dealership, complete the contract, and pick up our van. Or move on to the next contract, depending on what we've got available to us. I think a harvesting contract would be really good, because we get the additional from the extra crop that we harvest. I have got the mod on that lets us finish the contract as well, even if we are at 100%. So yeah, I think it would be really good to do a harvesting contract, although the potato one would take us forever. Right, we'll get back to the dealership, we'll collect our money for this, we'll pay back the loan that we took out, and we'll see what we're left with in terms of what we made out of that contract. Right, here we are. It's been a pleasure to use that machinery there. But yeah, we have to go in and have a look at the contract. Now this is going to be least cost minus 400, missing crops 0, so that is fine. Collect £23,160. If we pay back the loan, that leaves us with £16,190. So those fertilizing contracts aren't actually as good as you might initially think, just because you've got to also pay for the fertilizer. Things like cultivating, harvesting is a much better contract. So yeah, that's a massive potato field. Oh, a £33,000 one. Oh, more potatoes. Oh God, there's so many potatoes. Maybe it's just potato day. In fact, I could do all of those contracts and just get workers to do it, couldn't I? But that would be a bit cheeky. I would have to heavily rely on workers for that. I think this cultivating contract might be a good one to do next. I think we're going to end up doing 3 different contracts today to get the money that we need for those cement bags. But yes, first of all, I don't know, I might finish on a potato harvest, but that is going to be huge. And we'd have to heavily rely on workers. I don't know how big the hoppers are in the potato harvester either, so they'd probably need emptying fairly consistently. Right, field 18, which is just up here and turn right, and then we head down that way. So here we go. Well, this should be a nice contract anyway. This should be a very nice contract to do. Yeah, 9. This is one of the potato fields. Look how big it is. It's huge. That would not be a quick job. Whereas cultivation work, a little bit quicker. You don't have to rely on buying anything for it. So yeah, a little bit easier and better to do. But we are desperate for the money because we do need to build our house. Ah, look, a withered crop. Okay, well. Steering assist on. It wants us to do 3 loops. If we get it all unfolded. And then lowered into the ground, we are cultivating away, which is fantastic. I mean, there is a chance if I do that potato harvesting contract, I could put everything on a worker. I could put the 2 harvesters on a worker and the transport vehicle emptying the harvesters. That is a thought, but it's never going to work out, and I'll have to do half of it myself. So probably best not do that. Right, well, let's crack on with this one, and then let's see what we could do next. Right, well, this is a big, big job. Yeah. It's a really big job. So what we're going to do is we're going to just head down that lane that we haven't done yet, and then we're going to put this on a worker. And we can move on to something a little bit more exciting. Not that this isn't super exciting, but let's have a quick look at what else we could be doing. 28,000 is quite a lot, and we've done 34%, which isn't bad at all. So, I really would like to do one of these harvesting contracts, but oh, they are huge, aren't they? And the problem I've got now is that I'll have a bit of a walk back to the farm, won't I? Oh, unless I get my a worker to bring my truck over. Do you think it would? Oh, it started moving. Ooh. There's a good chance. Fantastic. Let's hire someone to bring my truck over, and then we can drive back to the store. Pick up the bits that we need to do a potato harvest. So field 17, which is the potato harvest, is directly in front of us now. That would be the expensive, or the lucrative potato harvest, I should say. Don't actually need to do the biggest one. Right then. Let's set up an AI worker. We'll just do the up and downs. And off you go. I'm going to jump out here so I don't have too far to go to get to my truck. But yeah, this is going to be the potato harvest. It is riddled with weeds. So maybe not the best one to do. But yeah, if we let that worker carry on there, that should do fairly well. We've done the headlands, which is the bit that takes the worker the longest time. That's a tiny field of potatoes there. That one is very close to the sell point, as is that one. Thank you, worker. Wonderful. Well done, Jan. Or worker, AI worker J. Let's call her Jan. Right, we will jump back into here. Do love a nice reverse beep. Okay. So the options are that field there, which is full of weeds. The weeds in this field have been killed off. So field number 9 might be a good one to do. That's this one. Let's borrow the items. Right then. So what we need to do is get the workers on the harvesters. And we can concentrate on getting the harvesters emptied using the lorry. Luckily, it is just across the road from the dealership. That's not something I took into account when I actually just accepted the contract, which is something I should have definitely taken into account, but it means that we can walk back to get the other harvester. Look at those beasts. Right, that can stay there. Look at this. Oh, lovely stuff. The size of this machine. Look, they're all stopping to take a really good look at it because it's so nice. Move on, move on. I need to go in here. Right, you gonna let me go? Yes, you're gonna let me go because I'm not gonna give you the option not to. Okay. Right, unfold. Ah, right, the emptier is on this side, so we want it going round this way. It does fold out to have a fairly big container. I don't know how that would do. Let's see. AI worker. 6 headlands auto. That's a lot of headlands. But what are you going to do? You're going to turn around and go the other way, aren't you? Oh. Well, I'm going to jump out here. Yes. Well, never mind. Let's run back and get the other one. And then we can just worry about the lorry. Why would it go the other way around? Honestly. Now, I'm wondering if I put another worker on the second headland in, would it? I hope it just wouldn't follow the first one around, to be honest. Should I put the next worker just on the up and downs? Probably should. I hope petrol isn't a worry, or diesel isn't a worry for us. But yeah, if we've got these on workers, hopefully our workload shouldn't be too much. Right. Let's have a look and see how quickly they do fill up. Not too bad. Right, if I press H there, are you going to carry on that line? Oh, yes you are. You're just going to get straight... Oh, are you? Oh, I don't know. What are you doing? Oh, you're going to get that little bit done first, are you? This would be very interesting. Ah, no. You're going to start... Yeah. And realise that there's nothing there. So what are you doing? Right then. I think what I need to do is work the headlands off with this one. We've got one working the headlands, and the other one hopefully will just move on to the ups and downs. Oh, that's strange. That's extremely strange. Why would it just move on to the next headland? Oh well, I don't know, but as long as it's harvesting something, I don't really mind. I think we'll have to keep an eye on these two, but yeah. I'm going to jump out before we get too far away from the dealership. I'll go and get the lorry. And yeah, we'll keep a close eye on these two. But we're standing to get quite a bit of money from this. I'll tell you what we could do. We could go and get our first load of cement bags so that the house can be working, and then we'll come back to get the lorry and empty the harvesters. We'll keep an eye on the messages, because if they get full or up to 80% even by the time that we pick up our first round of cement, should be 4 pallets I reckon. We want to leave enough in our account for the workers though, don't we? Let's go and have a look. I'm sure we can get what we need to.
I know there is no use to confront her, but how do you say this is the end? I'm through being taken for granted. I'm the one you call when nobody's home. Being with you means just disappointment. I'm your last escape, so I've been told. Don't bring that bomber to my door again, my friend. You know that you've been crying wolf too many times. Before this time I know it. Been there, I've done that. Those words are just sand in my hand. So talk if you like, but words will be words till you bring them to life. So talk if you like, but words will be words till you bring them to life. Words will be words till you bring them to life. Words will be words till you bring them to life. Till you bring them to life. I've been too many times on the border. Yeah. Don't bring that bomber to my door again, my friend. You know that you've been crying wolf too many times. Before this time I know it. Been there, I've done that. Those words are just sand in my hand. So talk if you like, but words will be words till you bring them to life. So talk.
I'm getting the increasing feeling that we are going to have to split September over 2 episodes with everything that we've taken on. That is a very decent shot. Right, I wonder if we can then set this worker going this way while we go and empty the other harvester. But yeah, it's definitely becoming a bit of a huge job. Luckily the cultivator, or the cultivation worker, is doing rather well, and it's got up to 78% of the field cultivated, or 78% of the contract completed anyway. But yeah, this one, I always knew it was going to be a big one. Even with 2 harvesters, it's a big job. That field should be looking a lot better. It is indeed looking a lot better. But yeah, I mean, this one is is in the standing to give us a lot of money, to be perfectly honest, because I mean, we've only done 15% of it so far. But yeah, it's going to be quite a task. So what we're going to do is we're going to leave this episode here for the day. For today, I should say. Next time we will start up here where we've left off, and we will be harvesting potatoes long into the evening. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again, well, hopefully very soon. Depends on the results of that poll. If you haven't already gone on and voted as to what you want me to do, then please do let me know. And I'll get back to you very soon on it. But we're going to leave it there for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.